Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2, post-Vaulters expansion. I'm having a lot of fun. Let's play some more games. So people ask for a lot of different things, and don't worry, if I'm not doing the thing you suggested this game, that doesn't mean you won't see it. We're going to play a couple of more games at least. But today we're going out as the United Empire for a couple of reasons. Number one, the United Empire is relatively simple, straightforward, easy for me to hopefully not screw up too badly. But I guess that stands in contrast to number two, which is that I don't feel that I've ever taken advantage of what makes the UE special very well. Which is partly due to the fact that I believe I played the United Empire pretty early after the game's release, and so I didn't really have a good handle on the systems yet. So the deal here is that we have the Emperor's Will. We can use influence to rush star system improvements and to purchase resources on the marketplace in the same way we would use dust. And we can also use influence to just buy technology. There's not really a dust analog for that. We can just go to the tech wheel and buy stuff with influence. In addition, we gain a 1/10 of a point of influence for every point of industry that we spend on building things. So we generate a lot of influence, and then we use the influence for cool stuff. The generation from Emperor's Will is not going to cover the cost of a lot of cool stuff, though. So obviously we're going to need to focus on influence generation early. To help with that, our basic population unit has +1 influence as its yield. We also start with a unit of Hisho on our home system, which increase our defense capability. Not amazing. They're fine. We have the expansionist trait, which means that we suffer a lower overcolonization penalty, so we can spread out to more worlds than other factions might with a little penalty. We get plus 25% manpower capacity, which I don't really think is going to be a big deal. And we get to start with the xenolinguistics technology unlocked, which is great because this is the first technology I research basically always anyway. So it's like they gave us a free couple of turns of science. Our starting system, or our starting planet rather, has +2 dust and +1 industry per citizen over its normal yields. We start with a federation government led by the Industrialist Party, which is a fine way to go at the beginning of the game. And I've made a couple of other changes. Some people commented on the last few videos that it's hard to tell the Empire colors apart, and I totally agree. The base game colors are just not, there's just not enough of them. You got that yellow-green occurring next to the green-yellow, and it's like, which Empire even is this? So I downloaded a mod to expand the colors available. In particular, tell me if this works better for you. In particular, if you suffer from any kind of color blindness, let me know if these are good colors or we can change stuff up for the next game again. I also added a competitor and increased the size of the galaxy. Somebody pointed out there are now 9 factions. If we want all of them to show up, we got to go up to 9 players. And then I made the galaxy the 10-player size, so there'll be a little bit of extra room, even with the more players. I also changed the galaxy shape to twin elliptical, because I have never played a non-ovoid game. I don't even really know what the difference is, and this one sounds cool. 2 disk galaxies colliding and merging, the center contains many stars, which I assume means many habitable systems. We shall see. We're also playing with the Mazzari skin that was unlocked during an event recently, because why wouldn't we play with the Mazzari skin? I don't even know what it actually means. Is it just... It might just be models for our ships, or even just paint jobs on the existing models for our ships. I suppose it might change our leader art a little bit. I don't know. It's probably just ships. But anyway, I'm excited. Also, I think the UE have one of the more entertaining opening cinematics. Hey game, that was your cue. This is the part where you play the thing. There we go.
Under the visionary leadership of Emperor Zelivus, we have become a proud and powerful nation. It is time to rise up, grasp our future, and seek our destiny among the stars. Imagine the future that we can build. We shall construct great fleets, send them out to make great discoveries, and through their conquests, secure our place in this rich galaxy. We will discover new sciences and new life. We will greet new peoples and turn them into new patriots. together, we shall leave our mark on history. For together, we can become anything our hearts desire. Whatever the cost, whatever the effort, let us not shy away from the greatness that is our birthright.
And obviously, it's possible that we're the bad guys here. Based on what you just saw, I want everybody to prepare for the possibility that we are once again the bad guys in this story. Ooh. Well, that's nice looking. Hold up. Yeah, so here's our star-rich area. Like I said, I imagine rich with habitable, fertile systems that unfortunately we are starting extremely far away from. I'm a little bummed out about that. I wonder if it starts all the players sort of around the rim of the discs. I don't know. We'll see. It may just be that we don't get to the center part in time to take any of the take initial colonization of any of the cool planets, and then we have to help ourselves in other ways. We are not going to shy away from military. So let's talk about sort of broad strategy here. We are definitely going to be into empire development, because the empire development part of the tech circle is where all of the influence generating technologies are. So we got to pick up some of this kind of stuff. A culture center nice and early on would be cool. Patriotic press. Is this an earlier expansion disapproval modifier than the other factions get? I don't remember. You can see any tech that has our symbol on it is different for us in some way. Obviously, like all of the ship hulls are unique for everybody. Ooh, Celavis Incarnate. That's a pretty good tech improvement. So yeah, we're going to be focusing on this part of the tree a lot. Get food, grow population, get ship hulls for war, get influence for everything else. But we will still need industry, and of course industry converts into tech when we use it, so that's good. We might be a little slow on the science this game. I don't know. We'll see. You know what? We're not going to be that slow on the science. We're going to use influence to buy our science techs. Bam, that's how we solve that problem. It's sort of a strategy. Let's see what our starting system is. We have our Terran planet here, Raya. Outputs 8464 per citizen. Not bad. We have an arid world here, a desert world, and a toxic world. This one is maybe not a high priority for settling. You can see our people don't really love toxic worlds, -8 approval per population. But I'd like to get out to these, especially since they potentially have resource deposits. We started on a planet that does not have any strategic resources, which I don't like very much. Alright, well, as always, let's build. So you can see right from the start of the game, we can spend influence to rush things. A Xeno-industrial infrastructure is going to be pretty good, because our starting planet is both fertile and temperate. I wonder if we should maybe even put that before cerebral reality. Because obviously, once we have the drone networks, we're going to improve our industry by a fair amount. It might be worth it to try to rush this out as quickly as possible. It's going to mean a little bit slower tech up, but I don't think it's necessarily crazy. Alright, what else? We started with a hero, Dmitry Lenko. Rather smug-looking fella. So his starting skills are hull plating absorption on his fleet, and an extra 5% industry on his starting system. We're going to do the thing that I generally do, which is assign him to fleet up with our scout ship, and then they are together going to scan us some stuff. Alright, so we've discovered that Esh-1 suffers from meteor strikes. Extra industry, but minus dust, or science rather, and approval on that world. That's a shame. And we also discovered the plans for the analytical engine. +1 dust on system for each curiosity that you have ever discovered. This is probably going to be very helpful, actually. That's a good early find. And Esh-2 has some micro-factories. Another innovation of the Endless, some visited planets were sown with these dust-built millimeter-scale factories that convert mineral solids into nutrient chains for crops. Wow, that's a lot of extra food per citizen. That's on Esh-2? Arid. Okay. And it's a huge world, too, so a lot of population space. We gotta get our arid tech on early. Okay, so the reason we do it like this, just in case you're not familiar with the thing, is you can see the circle where it says level 1. Hold on, we'll jump in here. The amount of this circle that is filled in represents his XP progress toward the next level. Searching stuff is... searching curiosities is worth XP. So, let's have a look at his ship. We can mount a couple of probe modules on this thing, and I think we should. In fact, do you want to just go whole hog? No, that's an expensive thing to do, that many probes. You know what? We're probably not going to need more than 4 probes in his fleet. So let's apply this design, and then we're going to go and... Well, I was going to edit the probe ship, but I guess... Can we we can't move, right? I've spent all my movement by throwing probes out. So we may as well just throw the hero's probe out here, and we'll, Oh my. Okay, well, we've discovered Jadonics. First of all, Jadonics deposits are great. +2 industry and +1 approval per citizen. And then Jadonics, when used in your system development upgrades, just gives you a huge boost in industry, flat industry. This is one of my favorite resources to put in the level 2 system development upgrade. And if you don't know what we're talking about, if this is your first time seeing Endless Space and everything, don't worry, all will become clear. That was a very good find. This world is a treasure. So yeah, we gotta inhabit this as quickly as possible. So you can't move. You're gonna regenerate 1 probe in 2 turns. And it'll be a probe on each of these ships in 2 turns. So we'll have 3. Let's send out our remaining probe. And then we can swap our ship design around so as to make more probes immediately available. But actually, I'm not even sure if it's really valuable to do. So like, if we do this, if we just swap the position of these probes and apply the design, then we can retrofit our probe ship with the new design and have its probe supply immediately refreshed. You know what? I think I'm going to, and then we're just going to fire these probes off into space and see if we can't locate some neighbors or something. And then next turn we'll start exploring, and as we do, we'll regenerate probes. And we have a settler ship, so we need to pick a direction. Unfortunately, we have absolutely no information. So we're going to head just sort of generally toward the center of the galaxy, I guess? I don't know. Picking a direction arbitrarily here. We shall see. Not a bad start, I think. Alright. So, the basic policy of the Industrialist Party is whenever you spend industry to build stuff, you get 10% of it back as dust. We're just going to get dust every time we make things. We have another law slot. We can pick up the New Colony Law, which gives plus 20% food production on outposts, and then an approval boost for the new colony when the outpost turns into a colony. That's not a bad way to go. Probably the way we don't need to enable this right now, though. We want to enable this the turn we actually create an outpost. We might just chill out for now, or like, the Cram Exam Act might be a good way to go because this is not really a lot of unhappiness. What's our current sort of empire situation here? We're producing 22 total science over our entire empire, and we're at 50% approval. So if we turn on the Cram Exam Act, our science output will go up by nearly 50%, and actually our approval level won't change, I believe. So let's go ahead and throw that on. Right, yeah, 44% is still content. That's a pretty okay start. So, as far as technology goes, it is probably a good idea to pick up public-private partnerships early because, obviously, this building is going to be 30 extra science on our home planet. We already have off-world agribusiness, so we can speak to any new civilizations we encounter, any miners. Arid planet settling is over here. Do I want to maybe pick up rare earth foams right now instead of xenobiology as our way of moving up into the next tech tier? I don't think so. Xenobiology is really very, very good. It's such a strong building. 30 extra science is a big deal.
It is a time of great peace and prosperity for the Empire. Usurpers have been vanquished, disagreements resolved, wars ended. The Empire is truly united. Now is the time for your great nation to forge a path to the stars, to bring your great civilization to other worlds, to impress upon any other races you discover that your way is the best way.
Well, sure, how could it not be? It's our way. Yeah, that was not very valuable. that didn't give me anything new to work with. Alright, so we're making an okay amount of dust right now. You can see here, this is the buyout cost for our techs. We've discovered the system TRAPPIST-1. What is the story with this place? A large colonizable jungle planet with a genomics deposit. We are going to need a lot of it if we're going to use it as our system development. A strange fossils anomaly and more Jadonics. Wow, this system is just rich with this stuff. All 4 of the planets in this system have more Jadonics on them. And then also there's some Eden incense, which I would like. Okay. A large jungle world with... Yeah, this is a planet that is worth colonizing. I'm definitely going to send our colony ship over there. We've also discovered the Musis system. Cold worlds are generally high in science and generally pretty bad at everything else. Yeah, that's maybe a more distant concern. We are definitely inhabiting this system as quickly as possible. Alright, this will give us the ability to colonize tundra planets as well. What do we need here? We need... Okay, tundra and snow. So yeah, this system is great for us. It fits really, really well into everything that we are doing right now. And it has some anomalies. Some curiosities, rather, for us to go and inspect. Not a bad start overall. I think we are headed in the right direction here. This is the planet this is the planet I most want. If it was the case that one of the other planets that we're about to be able to inhabit is better, it might have been worth it to delay for 3 turns, but I think this is the one we would want to settle if we had our choice of all of them, so... Send down the pod. Yeah, this place looks pleasant enough to live in, maybe a little humid. So, our outpost here, which we've just placed on the world, will become a colony in 24 turns. We can accelerate that a little bit if we either pay some dust, we can double the amount of food that the colony is producing, or we can double the amount of food that's being shipped to it from our nearby systems. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to have colony ships coming from the capital to drop off food and supplies here. So right now we're producing 13 food per turn, and each colony ship that successfully arrives will drop off a 26 food. We can, of course, boost this a little bit, and I think it's probably worth doing. Kill this and go new colony. The food output isn't really the most important part. This is the most important part, but getting the outpost to be a colony a turn sooner is certainly worth doing. And in fact, it's going to be more significant than that. Okay, I don't think we have anything else to do this turn. So over here we see our first strategic resources. What do we know about our constellation? Constellation of Calum will give us a 15% science boost to all of our systems within it as soon as we have 3 systems. So Cran here has has both of the strategics available, both of the common strategics. But they're both bad deposits. They're both only 1 resource per turn. Obviously, we're going to need some of that stuff, but I'm disappointed. Disappointed by that system. Alright, our scout ship has arrived. Let's hit these anomalies here. Or hit these curiosities, see what they are. Okay, we've discovered some titanium. Also cyberflora. Man. Plus science, plus approval, plus food. This is a very good system. The academy power's increased. Let's worry about that later. So we also found some XP. We got some XP for all of our ships. And of course, exploring is worth XP itself. So Dimitri's coming along. We are, however, going to be converting him into a governor as soon as possible. So we're going to take governor-focused skills rather than fleet-focused skills. And I think I would rather have optimal operations expert first, food and industry, for each point of population, rather than influence. But influence is awfully good. I mean, obviously, this is points 1 and 2 here, points 3 and 4 there. I think that's right, though. The food will be helpful in growing our populations, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the right order in which to do things here. And we're just going to skate right on through to Botha now. A little bit more scouting to do. So how good was the deposit we discovered? I actually didn't look. Ooh. It is, in fact, a 5 titanium per turn deposit. Yeah, that's a very good system. We got really lucky with that. So we'll be popping our hero out of this fleet back to governing mode just as soon as his reassignment cooldown is up. And you can see here, this is the first of our colony ships delivering food to Trappist. Alright, what's up, Quest? It's like a knife through your heart. You joke, Hadri, you say, knowing the Sheridan never jokes. He shakes his head. The weapon signature leaves no doubts. You stare out at the starfield, anger growing. A united Empire fleet fired upon by a fellow UE vessel of obsolete design. How old? 25 solar cycles at least, Your Imperial Majesty. We think there must be an outpost out there somewhere. The knife twists. This is no reactionary rebellion. This is something fomented decades ago, meticulously planned, kept hidden with a military-like focus. Few would possess the courage, the resources, the sheer iron will to see through such an undertaking. Who would do such a thing? You thought the uprisings were a thing of the past, crushed forever when you disposed of Duke Anatov, and finally united the Empire all those years ago. Your heart chills. Could Lena, bitter, ungrateful Lena, have hatched such a diabolical plot? Or maybe it was Hadri, so-called First Protector Hadri Lenko, so near and yet so far from the seat of power. Or perhaps it was Petra Mandzukic, she who could trace her line to the great Mizari clans who lusted over a greater power. No, no, no. This way lies madness. They are loyal subjects. I will find the perpetrator. Slowly, methodically. You cling to the thought, a lifeline in an ocean of dark musings. Hadri coughs. What is your command, Your Imperial Majesty? So we have to pick a sort of an early direction here. We could get our manpower up to 800 and be rewarded with Punisher drives, an Empire improvement that just makes all of our ships do 10% more damage forever for the rest of the game. That's pretty handy. We could stockpile 600 dust, not something that we're going to get done super quickly, but if we do it, we'll be rewarded with the outpost Traitor's Reach. Or we could explore 10 curiosities and get an Empire improvement that gives us 40% extra food on our outposts. So, quick expansion. This will give us just a new system. I don't know how valuable it will be, though. And I haven't played UE enough to know if it generally has particular traits. Punisher drives, I mean, that's good tech. That's hard to replicate. We'll just always be doing 10% more damage than other people who have a similar military tech level. What is our current manpower capacity? See, this is showing me my current incoming manpower, but it's not showing me what my max manpower is. Is that maybe on the military panel? Okay, our current manpower cap is 500. We can certainly do better. It wouldn't be that hard to get it up. So this is not difficult. But I think I might want to go this way. It's easy to explore curiosities. It's a thing we want to do anyway. And dramatically increasing our rate of expansion, I think, is valuable. Better to keep this matter private, or else be made a laughingstock. Sending a small fleet to locate and deal with the rebel outpost, discreetly and efficiently, is the right response. So, it turns out we're about to do some of that, and that's why I wanted to make sure we checked that quest before taking any actions this turn. Alright, so a large lava world, a large ash world. As you can see, hot planets generally are much better at industry than others. Okay, there's some interesting stuff going on here. How many probes do we have? 2. So a subterranean, an atmospheric, and 2 atmospherics. Okay. I'm going to search the atmospheric. I'm going to save one of the atmospheric ones for next turn. We're going to search the other 2. And the reason I'm doing it that way is that we will get a quest at some point early in the game, I'm not sure exactly when, that will ask us to search a number of atmospheric curiosities, and if it pops next turn, I want to have one available immediately. So we've discovered the Team Spirit battle tactic. Improves the effects of the morale bonus, which increases your damage when the enemy has fewer active flotillas. This is not a bad battle tactic. And also we discovered strange fossils, which is a great anomaly, and a little bit of a free science. That's like a whole turn of science production for us. Not a bad haul, actually. And we're making progress on our quest already. Okay, looks like no quest for us. It is certainly not worth delaying searching these curiosities, I don't think. We want to get as much XP on this hero as quickly as we can. I've discovered a deserted cities anomaly. Big boost to science and industry output on this world. Our starting systems are very good. Okay. Ash and desert worlds. Where are the habitation technologies for these? Ash is at lava or atmospheric filtration. Okay. So, same place they were for the Vaulters. Sometimes that stuff is different from faction to faction. Or at least there's at least one faction who has them in weird places, I guess is a better way to put that. So we're already headed in this direction, what with us having the first tier of this stuff available. And we want to unlock our first system development upgrade quickly because we have good resources for it. So this is something to think about. We just finished xenobiology. Yeah, I think this is probably the way we want to go. Which worlds are the most valuable ones here? Really, it's the lava and the desert planet that we want to pick up the most. Where's the desert colonization? Oh, it's all the way over here. That's awkward, distant future type stuff. Well, atmospheric filtration doesn't really offer us a lot. That system improvement is fine. We probably want to pick up Galactic Commodities Exchange. This will let us access the marketplace and potentially buy some interesting stuff with our mounting influence. And then I suppose we'll pick up Atmospheric Filtration over Astrofinance. We will get Astrofinance eventually, probably. It is a nice early source of dust, isn't it? Yeah, alright, let's pick this up. The Ash colonization is no big rush. Alright, so we have some movement left. I suppose we start moving toward Cran? How long is our hero's reassignment cooldown? He can be reassigned in 3 turns. And we'll probably want to go ahead and pull him in 3 turns. So yeah, the ship's going to head toward Cran. He's not still going to be with it when it gets there. We'll just send him back to Ash. We'll pull him off when he hits Ash and assign him to govern the system. And right now it looks like it'll take a long time to research these 2 techs that we have queued up, but as soon as we finish our Xeno-industrial infrastructure here, we're going to see our production rate skyrocket. We'll use that to build a couple of science buildings, things will accelerate. We're gonna have to, after we pick up our first system development level, though, we're probably gonna want to go back to the other part of the left quadrant of the science wheel and get some ship hulls. Okay, let's make sure that we've queued up a stop on Esh. So you can see our logistics fleets moving rapidly, trying to get stuff done. Alright, so you have effectively 0 point of movement. There's no reason we shouldn't just fire off all our probes, right? Because it's going to take a couple of turns to reach Cran anyway. And by the time we get there, we will have regenerated the probes. So, and we're about to lose the hero ship, is the other thing. So we're going to have a lower probe capacity. We already shot a probe off in this direction. Okay. Get a nice fan out over here. Okay. Gain some industry, some dust. Speed things up a little bit. We probably actually will pull Cerebral Reality back behind this. This is just a lot of science. It's going to dramatically increase our science. And how long are we looking at on this? Okay, we're up to only 10 turns out. We could spend dust or influence to accelerate it, but it won't accelerate it by that much. It's not actually going to be 10 turns, keep in mind, because we have ships on the way. Each one of them is delivering about 2 turns worth of food. Yeah, it's not going to be that long. I'm going to save the dust and influence to rush the purchase of other things. In fact, is it worth... no, apparently influence costs are still a little high. We do want to put up this analytical engine at some point too, but it has a relatively high industry cost relative to the things we're currently building. So we're going to wait a second on that. Let us see where these probes take us. Show me something cool. Nothing. Alright, here on the Cran system, we have exactly one anomaly, or one curiosity to search. And we've discovered some people, it looks like. A unit of Epistis population, plus a tremendous amount of food on sterile planets. Okay. Well... no, unfortunately the cold worlds that we're about to inhabit here in Trappist are not sterile. That's a shame. I was hoping we'd be able to take advantage of that big food boost right away. This is somebody else's probe. At first I thought it was just a little graphical artifact, a little glitch that one of our probes had moved but it hadn't erased the old position. But no, this is definitely a foreign probe. There's somebody down here. Well, let's see how long until we know who it is. Oh! Botha's been colonized by pirates. Well, like I said, we're going to need some new ship designs anyway. Okay, Mediterranean, Arctic, ice, and a number of searchable anomalies. Cool. Well, our probe ship will probably be hanging out here for a little while. So you may have noticed that there are some curiosities, rather, that are locked. Right now, our Empire has a Curiosity Expedition power of 1. We can improve that by digging deeper into the Science and Exploration part of the tree. There are texts here that let us detect higher-level curiosities and explore higher-level curiosities, and we will be somewhat prioritizing these with influence by. I think we want to focus our actual science output on the Empire development and economy and trade sectors. So our hero's still gaining XP from things being finished while he's in control of the system. Okay, only 3 turns to build this. That's helpful. So we're going to have to deal with this quickly. Pirates get out of control. And we've discovered a black hole. If we can include it in our system's area of influence, it'll give us plus 50% science on that system. So you can see this is our area of influence. It grows as we produce influence on the system. So for us, it'll be pretty easy to get these growing. Alright, and you are staying exactly where you are until you have searched all of those curiosities. Okay, we found another Jedonix and Eden Blossom system. A binary star orbited by desert, arid, and savanna planets. That's unfortunate that they're all different types that we can't yet colonize. That probably means this system's not valuable to us anytime soon. This is unfortunate. The buyout cost and the name of the tech are overlaying each other like that. This might actually be a good time to just rush this. Let me get some stuff done here. I want access to my system developments as quickly as possible. Although I guess we don't actually have any Jedonix income just yet. We will soon. Yeah, we'll go ahead and spend some influence to buy a couple of turns of science out. Alright, what do we want to search first? The ruins are more likely to be interesting loot, I believe. We're not going to be inhabiting this planet anytime soon, so just discovering resource deposits on it, it's not particularly valuable to us. We have discovered the honeycomb scope design. Dramatically increase the vision range of our systems if we build it. As well as... our crew follows a mysterious electromagnetic ping all the way to its source, a half-buried control center in the overgrown ruins of one of the system's planets. A quick raid of the surprisingly modern computer system reveals a detailed map of the constellation, including a few systems in unexpected places. So, hidden isolated nodes near our constellation have been revealed to us. What do we see? Nothing new, actually. Probably Duce would have been revealed if we hadn't already found it. Well, that's disappointing. Alright. And we have a new system with a bunch of new planets available. We are also being harassed by pirate ships. It's not a big deal. They're not going to do much of value. They could shoot down our ships, but they certainly don't have the manpower necessary to invade our planets or anything. So we're not in any danger right now. Let's get this thing going. Nice and cheap. Our planet is fertile, but not temperate. So xeno-industrial infrastructure and public-private partnerships will be slightly less valuable here. Should we... we should probably prioritize at least building this over getting another planet. We have plenty of room to grow on our current planet. We also have some pretty good food output here. Hopefully our population will increase rapidly over these two systems. Okay, we have another probe. May as well just keep searching. So these two, the subterranean curiosities, are most likely to just be resource deposits, and we'll get a little bit of loot from them. But mostly we're just doing them to figure out. I guess I was gonna say mostly we're just doing them to advance our quest, but also we are looking for more places to settle, obviously. All right, and our rate of science output has dramatically increased. Citizens are being born. Yeah, no big surprise. Our political survey values... Our citizens value the only things we've been doing, which is researching stuff and building things. Alright, we still need 3 more curiosities for this quest. I think we're going to... we're probably going to head down this star lane next. If there's another player out there, I think we probably ought to get an eye on what they're doing. So we discovered a Hyperium deposit. How much? Oh, that's not what I wanted. It is a 3 Hyperium per turn deposit. So, average. Alright, let's head down this way. We also... oh! The atmosphere of the planet we were just exploring has a strange psychotropic effect. When inhaled, the sweet vapor seems to allow the subject to see exactly 4 seconds into the future. Perhaps a concentrated dose might do even more. So our planet, effectively what that has done, is a brave volunteer taking a heavy dose of the gas may be able to convey valuable exploratory information to the fleet. So, plus vision range is the actual effect of that. For 10 turns, our fleet can see a little further. Into the future. Not bad. Alright, we are happy. So what approval actually does is it provides resource boosts. You can see we're producing more influence and food because of our happiness. If we were to build, say, this infinite supermarkets tech, it would at this point push us over the 85% threshold to ecstatic, which will cause us to generate even more food and influence. And then we have an empire-wide approval level that is based on the approval level of our systems that increases our dust and science income. So I think it's probably worth it to go for infinite supermarkets here real quick, and then I'll queue up the analytical engine next, but we may want to mess with this a little bit as we learn to build new things. Also, we have so much population that we're nearing overcrowding. As we overcrowd, our system approval will take a hit, so we really do either want to develop spaceports so we can ship off some of this population to other systems that need a pop boost, or we need to get the tech to colonize these planets. In particular, this arid world would be lovely. I haven't really interacted with the pirate fleets too much. There may be something better we can do with this than just wiping them out. We'll see. I guess we can contact them right now, right?
Speak.
Yeah. Okay. So they're going to put out a new fleet in 6 turns. It's going to be a single prowler, and that's annoying. We can support the pirates so that their next fleet is stronger, which will improve our standing with them. It will also make them gain power more quickly since we're giving them resources. We can improve our standing such that they don't want to fight with us. I don't know. We might just kill them. I don't necessarily want to be giving them all of our dust all the time. That said, I could see a strategic alliance being useful. I don't know. I'll keep thinking about it. I haven't made up my mind yet what we want to do with these guys. Okay, well, we have discovered a new system, and it does have a curiosity for us to research. We've discovered a new weapons module. Basic Perfected Slugs. That's actually a pretty good damage module, I believe. We just take a quick look at our stuff here. So the default weapons module, Basic High Eye Slugs, has a 25 DPS, while this one has 54. It is a massive increase in output. It is also, 56 industry to build it versus 23. It is more than twice as expensive, but it is awfully good. A thing that might be of value in a minute here when we gain the ability to make ships that are a little bit better suited to combat. Before we move on, though, maybe we want to grab... Where was the arid colonization tech? Oh, it's over here. That's right, lava was the one that I was looking at up here. Well, what do we want to research next? I'd kind of like to get over here and start picking up influence stuff. Obviously, it would be really great if we had a lot of influence to throw around all the time. So why don't we start advancing out here? So we'll gain a law slot because we currently have we are currently a republic, I believe. We are a federation. Okay, well, we gain a law slot for federations as well for unlocking this tier. And our civilian ships, which includes like logistics, fleets, and stuff, will move faster. So why don't we pick up these two? The Spin project will help us generate more influence as our population grows, and we'll pick up some basic ships for pirate defense. We'll figure things out. And by unlocking this tier, we've unlocked our first system development, which we will make use of in a second here. We also should actually have a look at the legendary deeds. So, accomplishing these is worth some one-time reward. Be the first to explore 50% of the galaxy. We are currently at 8%. This is something that probably is not accomplishable anytime in the near future. The first civilization to do it will get 75 titanium. That's a pretty good reward. Here we've unlocked the ability to build this wonder, which is a very powerful thing. And over here we've unlocked the deeds. Be the first to have 3 unique star system improvements in your empire. Currently, we have none, but that makes us tied for first. Everybody has no unique star system improvements. And we did find that analytical engine thing is a unique star system improvement, so we could potentially get this. And 750 dust is a lot for this point in the game. And be the first to reach level 3 in one of your systems to unlock... What is this now? A unique improvement that dramatically increases the industry output of a system. Like, really a lot. Wow, that's very good. We could do this. We could be the first people to unlock the level 3 system development and employ it. We might want to do that. I still think we want to focus on the 2 techs we're focusing on now, but this gives us some incentive to come back here and get some stuff from economy and trade next. Okay, what else are we doing? We need to build some stuff on TRAPPIST-1. We do want to expand outward. We're not going to have enough Gedonics to do a ton of system development yet, so it's probably a good idea for us to take over these other planets in the system. But we probably want to start by getting Xeno-industrial infrastructure going. We just need more industry. The system currently is only 42 industry per turn. This will increase it by 20 immediately, and then from there we might just expand. Alright, so we've unlocked system development. We can modernize our systems by employing some Jadonics. This will do a couple of things. Immediately, it will give the system plus 60 industry. And actually, it's a lot cheaper than I was expecting it to be. We can do this right now in one of our systems, and not too long from now in the other one. The other thing this will do, a level 2 modernization, is it will open up the spaceport. We'll be able to send population from system to system, which is valuable. Especially considering how much this system would benefit from some population with all these worlds to fill up, and the fact that Esh is nearing overcolonization or overpopulation penalties. So why don't we make Esh our first level 2 system, unlock that spaceport. We'll build the analytical engine here much more quickly with 60 extra industry, and then we can start sending population over to TRAPPIST-1. TRAPPIST-1 would benefit more directly from the industry. We're not too far off of having it's going to be 4 turns before we have the Gedonics to improve this. You know what? Maybe we want to do modernization there first. We don't really need to send population over immediately. This system will develop a lot faster if we more than double its industry output immediately. Okay. What else? You are out of movement, so... We've almost got this done. Well, I think we're just going to continue on toward the center of the galaxy. Alright, long star lanes. So as you can see, we've taken quite a few turns off of this build immediately. We actually have quite a bit of dust. We should do something with it. We don't have the ability to rush constructions with it yet. We could just give it to the pirates, I guess.
Speak.
Currently, relations with them are disastrous. Do I want to do this? You know, we're going to hold off. I think probably we're not going to do it this episode. We're coming up on the end of the episode here. I'd love to hear people's thoughts, especially people who already know how this system works a little bit better. Please do feel free to lay a little bit of analysis on us in the comments. And our first election. So every 20 turns there's going to be an election, and the 2 parties that get the most votes will be the parties that contribute laws to our government. I think we're going to back the Industrialist Party. It looks like it's going to be Industrialist Scientists. That's a fine government. We could throw a little bit of influence around to, you know, affect the election, but that's not necessary. First of all, we don't have the influence, and secondly, even if we did, I'm pretty happy. Oh, wow. You know, polling is not perfect. It looks like our government is going to be industrialist religious for now. So as parties become more established within our government, which is to say, you know, as they've been in the government longer, they unlock new laws. So we've discovered the Mineral Misers Act here. +1 resource generation on strategic resource deposits, and +10 industry per strategic deposit on systems. But more advanced laws require more influence to keep running. You can see this requires 2 influence per citizen. And the basic religious law is +5 dust on original Empire population, and only your starting population type can increase. I don't know. We might want to run that, actually. So let's have a look at our government. Well, I guess, hold on a second. Okay, here we see a minor civilization. This is a neutral bubble of influence. So we're going to go ahead and search... Yeah, we'll search these 2 curiosities. That'll get our quest done, and then we'll go and have a meeting with them. Actually, you know what? If their system has curiosities, I would rather search those, because they'll be appreciative of that. So why don't we just boogie on over here? The Mayal system. We've encountered the Sophons in pink
The
here.
Oregon Confederacy seeks only knowledge
Oh.
and a true place to call home.
Sorry, this isn't a minor faction at all, is it? This is, we have a white player in the game, so that's what's happening here. So we've encountered the pink player, the Sophons, and the white player, the Vaulters. Well, that means we want to turn back around, we want to hit their system and go back and explore those 2 curiosities over there. But that's good, we've met some players now.
Yeah? Why are you knocking around?
We saw them before they saw us. I'm going to open up relations here.
Yeah? Why are you knocking around?
Okay, I also hope we can get along. Sophons can be good neighbors. And if they get to liking you, it's easy to profit off of their science. I'm not sure what the Vaulters will be like. This is the first game I played with Vaulters as an AI faction. Well, I'm disappointed, though, that this didn't turn out to be a minor faction. Could have been helpful. So what do we have here? A life form and an atmospheric curiosity. Let's go life form first, for the same reason that we went atmospheric last time. And we have discovered the Grim Recycling battle tactic. Repair after battle proportionally to the number of ships lost. Use it if you think you will suffer heavy losses. Okay, that's interesting. Hopefully we never encounter a situation where that's necessary. And this system is... hot planets. Ooh, microfactories on this lava planet. That's interesting. I think probably settling this system is not something that's in our near future, though. We should try to focus on, like, Cran next, probably. Okay, I think we're 1 turn short of this still. Yeah. Alright, so next turn we'll modernize the capital. Then we can do some population redistribution if we have to. And we're also just about to get our faster settling empire improvement here. Okay, so we've discovered strange fossils on Rookbat 3. This is a pretty good system. Unfortunately, not really for us. What is this a logistics fleet? It is. They're running food out along this star lane, which means they have an outpost over here. Well, success! Our exploratory fleet found and crushed the rebellion. Not much was worth keeping, but the records did provide some interesting insights. The biggest shock, however, was the identity of the rebel leader. Your sister, Lena, wasn't blessed with only 1 child, Victoria. She had another, an identical twin, Julinka. Julinka, the traitor, refuses to speak. She's too young to be the true mastermind behind the rebellion, but of that individual's identity there is no clue. You will not sanction any violence against your sister's blood, so she languishes in solitary confinement in the deepest depths of your Inquisitor's redoubt. Lena claims to have never laid eyes upon the girl, claims she must have been rustled away at birth and raised by those who plotted against the Empire. Of her twin, Victoria, there is no sign, the girl going to ground as soon as she heard news she wasn't a lone child. Out of shock or something more, you do not know. You need time to untangle this dark web. I will say that's an awfully suspicious action to take. The rebellion might be no more, but the fact it ever existed in the first place haunts your days and disturbs your nights. Who can you really trust? Every day you grow a little colder, get a little closer to the day you will no longer be able to lead this great empire. You decide now is the time to name the Emperor-elect, and consolidate your power while you still hold it. The 3 candidates are obvious. First Protector Hadrilenko, stalwart bodyguard for so many years, and a hero among the Empire Hawks. Lena Zelovis, your own flesh-and-blood sister, a woman who, despite her smoldering anger, would make an iron leader, and keep a Zelovis on the throne. Or should it be Petra Mandzukic, the brilliant head of advanced research, a woman who'd pioneered several chilling technologies that had transformed your army's fortunes? Somebody who could grasp the opportunities of this new starfaring era. The choice is not easy. Peace of mind is hard to find. Until you learn the identity of the rebellion ringleader, though, you will have no real peace. It could be one of them. But choose you must. So, the 3 different characters that we can acquire as heroes obviously have different skills. We have a counselor, a guardian, and I imagine, a seeker available. So, also they have different political alignments. I kind of want to be more aggressive this game. I often play a very passive, sort of like build up, try to win a science victory type style. I'd like to be more aggressive. We were more aggressive last game and it was fun, and there's still way more weapon systems for us to figure out. So why don't we lean into Hadrilenko? We'll build a ship with at least 142 offensive military power. We'll maybe make this guy a fleet leader, a general, rather than a governor. This isn't the path I would normally take, and that's pretty much why I'm taking it. The Sheridan is the right choice for Emperor-elect. Strong, respected, and a man who will surely echo your own style, given the length of time he has stood by your side. To celebrate his naming, you should build a fitting ship. This shouldn't be too hard. 142 is not very much. So we're working on ship designs. We will soon be able to build such a ship. And we should probably scout out this colony. Or this outpost, rather. Alright, what else needs doing? We have a lot of industry here now. We can build up some decent systems. I wonder, should we expand, though? We probably want to expand and pick up more Gedonics. Although, I was going to say we should pick up more Gedonics so we can do more system upgrades, but we're actually fine on system upgrades. Well, at the very least, we should expand to Trappist 1-2, which is not a great name, so that we can get titanium rolling in. We will need it. Now, apparently that's going to get done pretty quickly. So this will be 30 science per turn. Plus 10 per planet for our 2 planets, plus another 10 for the fact that one of them is fertile. That's certainly something we could use. Empire-wide science output is still not amazing. Yeah, I think this is a reasonable start. Oh, you know what? We've unlocked a couple of planetary specializations. We should turn these on immediately. So each one of them gives us... what planetary specializations do is they cause your population on that planet to output more resources. I think we'll focus on influence. And these are very low cost. Every system in the Empire should be specialized. But we should probably get this modernization going first. Okay. So yeah, our systems all have stuff to build. We're already researching things. Let's push on a few more turns. Another turn or two, perhaps. Oh, interesting. There is no outpost here. Not what I was expecting. It must be further in? Looks like over here, actually. Your fleet enters the system Centaurus and has barely slowed from supralight speed when a belt of rocks circling one of the planets starts to peel off and head toward you on a carefully calibrated collision course. With your current inertia and momentum, a course change is impossible. So we could destroy it, perhaps you'll be able to gain some resources, or we could study it and try to understand the effect that has caused this thing of rocks to peel off toward us. I think this is a good way to go. It doesn't really matter that our scout ship's health is reduced. It's not in any danger. Also, what looked like a huge asteroid approaching one of your system's stars turned out to be a fragment of an ancient planet that burst ages ago. What makes it different are the remains of strange alien structures on it. What will you do before the planetary fragment flames into the sun? We could send a team of scientists and get a random technology. We could make tours to visit and learn from it. In the meantime, making some dust, charge for entry. Or what happened on that planet was not a natural occurrence. Some things are better left undisturbed. It is better to learn what we can of it from a safe distance. Nah, 10% science isn't actually a lot of extra science, and our approval level's pretty good right now. I think, at this point, with our science output being what it is, a free technology is pretty valuable. So what did we get? It didn't actually tell us. It was... Oh, it gave us rare earth foams. So we can colonize Mediterranean planet types. We picked up a debris analyzer support module, which allows us to get science from destroying enemy ships. Handy. And these little bars are not what they would be in most games. So in most 4Xs, if you saw something like this, you would think, oh, this tech is a prerequisite for these ones. Not the case here. You can research any tech that you have the appropriate level for. But researching precursor techs like this does dramatically reduce the cost of further techs. So this makes it cheaper for us to pick up the arid colonization tech, which obviously is valuable to us. Not a bad find. Alright, this will, more than double our industry per turn, or our influence per turn, rather. Pretty good. And we now have the ability to colonize some systems that we could not or some planets, rather, that we could not colonize before. This place has already been pretty figured out. Ooh, low gravity. That's a handy one. A strong titanium deposit and a normal Hyperium deposit. This is pretty good. Let's fire off our probe this way. Hopefully we'll be able to see... It looks like, actually, these starlings might go to the same place, huh? And then the ship will head this way. We do want to see what it is that the Vultures are inhabiting over here. Oh no, this is a minor faction. The Sisters of Mercy. So let's say hello. So the deal with the minor factions is, if you get your approval level with them, which starts at 0 up to 25, they start sending you some resources as tribute. If you get higher up, you can eventually assimilate them into your empire. First of all, gaining control of their system, but secondly, gaining their population type and their assimilation bonus, which in this case is plus hero recovery rate. That's not a very good one. Heroes don't spend a lot of time injured, and also you can just spend dust to heal them instantly. So I don't think this is great. Also, they're pragmatists. They provide more science than other factions when, doing tribute. Let's spend a little bit of influence. In fact, I think we'll go like that. So, we praise them a bunch. For the next 10 turns, we'll get 6 influence per turn with them. Or we'll get approval. 6 approval per turn with them. That'll be enough to get pretty hefty payments of resources coming out of them. Okay, science pays. The fleet is damaged but survives. The secret of the sophisticated magnetics and guidance systems will prove worthwhile in our own industries. Plus 15 industry on each of our colonies. Very handy. Alright, we do need to get out here and start settling some more. So let's queue up a settler for after our analytical engine is done. Or maybe even, before. Let's get going as quickly as we can. We've delayed too long on our next settles already. In fact... Do I want to go 2 settlers? This system's not awesome for us, but we do want to grow. Also, now that we have a spaceport in place, do I want to mail a population off to our other system? Dude, these guys prefer to be on sterile worlds. These guys prefer to be on sterile worlds. We don't actually have access to any, so it doesn't really... Yeah, none of our population are particularly concerned with where they live at the moment. I'm putting out 45 food per turn here and 50... Okay, so we will grow more quickly here than we will there. Let's go ahead and send off, like, 2 units of Imperials, I guess. Because we're about to have another birth in a couple of turns. I want to try to keep us under the overpopulation threshold. So we'll send these guys off to Trappist 1, which could certainly use some more population. Okay. I think this is a good start to our game. We should probably call the video here. We'll do this one more turn. It looks like all of the curiosities on the system have been explored already, doubtless by the Vaulters. Ooh. Yeah, having a player color be white is not a good idea. I didn't think this through, but now it's going to be hard for me to tell the difference between their borders and the borders of the miners. That's not really a big deal. It won't matter for very long, certainly. But I think I'm going to turn our scout ship around. Let's head back home. We still have some offshoots to explore closer to our systems. Okay, I think things are going pretty well so far. I think we got very lucky with this system. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have feelings, ideas, strategies, analysis for us, feel free, please, to leave that stuff in the comments below. And come back next time. A little bit more expansion, and maybe a little bit of violence. And we'll see you then.